Hi everyone, I'm Ava and today I want to talk to you about 3 Dutch things that I simply cannot get used to. I don't know what it is, but I just cannot get it into my poor American brain. But before I go into those 3 things, I want to celebrate a milestone that this channel has reached. We have now reached 1,000 subscribers! Woo! When I started about 2 months ago, I had no idea where this would take me. I had no idea if anyone would watch these videos, but the last 2 months have been an adventure, to say the least. So for those of you who are new here or who just don't know, I moved to the Netherlands last year from the US. My partner is Dutch, and over the last 4 years or so that we've been dating, I have grown to know and love the Netherlands. So after I moved here, I wanted to share and talk about my experiences living in this tiny, wonderful country. Before I moved to the Netherlands, I actually would look for channels like mine, and I would look for blogs, and I would get really excited reading about other people's experiences in the Netherlands, but also in other countries in Europe, because I've been wanting to move to Europe for a while now. But I have to say that since I started this channel, I would not have guessed how much I would have gotten to know and how much I would be able to connect with all of you watching. So it's really amazing how even through these small comments that I read, and I do read your comments, I really feel like I know each and every one of you leaving something there. So I think that's something really special, that I get to hear about your experiences as well while you're hearing about mine, and I get to hear about what you have to share and what you have to say, and I'm really learning from all of you. So what I could not have imagined when I started making these videos a couple of months ago is that how diverse all of you are who are watching these videos. I get to hear about experiences from Dutch people with American partners, from Americans with Dutch partners, from people who are not American or Dutch who are thinking of moving to the Netherlands or who have already moved to the Netherlands. I mean, the list goes on. And just getting to hear about what you all have to say is amazing. A lot of you leave really interesting comments about facts about the Netherlands or your experiences. And I'm really learning from you every day. Every day that you drop a comment on one of my videos, I learn something new. So I feel like I've really gotten to know and love the Netherlands even more thanks to this channel. And before I move on, I want to say that another thing that I have read, which is a theme in the comments, is people have very kindly shared what they would like to see in these videos. And I am absolutely going to take you guys up on your suggestions and make more videos, for instance, where I might be walking around or doing other things, but give me some time. I'm going to let the ideas seep and brew. Yeah, this is what my ideas look like. Okay, so enough about that. We're at 1,000 subscribers. This is a wonderful community, and I hope to keep it going. So if you want to be part of this community and you are not yet, hit that subscribe button and join us. Without further ado, let's get into those 3 things that my poor American brain just cannot comprehend. I'm not saying these 3 things are strange or different or weird in any way. These are 3 very normal things that people in the Netherlands do. It's just part of everyday life. But because I am so American and because I just cannot understand for some reason how these things are supposed to play out, I just keep getting them wrong. So here's thing number 1. Which is when I answer my phone in the Netherlands, or when one answers their phone in the Netherlands, you're supposed to give the person calling you an idea of who you are by saying your name. So many people will say first and last name. Other people will say met and first name, so that's with and first name. So that's just a very normal way of answering a phone. It's different from what you would do in the US. While it may seem very normal that you give the person calling you an idea of who's on the phone, as an American, that is a little different because in the US, when we answer our phones, we just say hello. That's it. We don't say anything else. Here in the Netherlands, I had to get used to saying something else. Like, I don't even know what it would be. In Dutch, I would say met Eva on the phone. But I often don't want to start a conversation in Dutch, especially if the person calling me knows I speak English. I don't know. Sometimes I don't want to answer my phone with met Eva, and then I just don't know what to say. So I've come up with this is Ava as a way of saying it. But if I did that in the US, people would be very confused. They'd be like, but I called you on your cell phone. Who else is supposed to be? Why wouldn't it be you? So I don't know. I can see reasons for doing it both ways, and especially if this is just custom from when you had a home phone or a landline, you'd want to inform the person who's calling you who's on the phone. But since we have cell phones in the US, we've completely stopped doing that. I remember as a kid, that's how we would answer our home phones, but now we don't do it that way. So while this is not a strange thing to do, I always forget. I answer my phone and start with hello, awkward silence, and then I have to go, hello. Oh, this is Ava, by the way, as if I'd forgotten my own name. Like, of course not. So hopefully, in a year or so from now, I will not be making this mistake. But as of right now, I'm still very much confused. Okay, thing number 2 that I find very difficult to get used to. Again, I still do it, and I remember when I remember to do it, but I often forget, which is the 3 kisses. Okay, so I'm not talking about forgetting to do the 3rd kiss or doing 4 instead, like sure, that happens too. But it's more that I just cannot get used to the fact that when I enter a room, I need to start kissing everyone in it. Americans are a lot of things, a lot of good things, a lot of bad things, a lot of annoying things, a lot of very loud things. But one thing that we are not is kissers. We don't go around kissing people. We also would not walk into a room and hug everybody in it unless we really knew them. Now, the only time I've really noticed this getting extremely awkward for me, or just me forgetting and making a faux pas and being very rude to people unintentionally, is when I'm in a room with my girlfriend's family or friends. So while I know her immediate family, I don't know her extended family that well. And while I know her friends, I don't know all of her friends that well. So when I enter a room with like 10 people in it, I find it very awkward as an American to go like maybe if they're standing in a circle, because Dutch people love standing in circles, I would go and have to kiss everyone in the room. It takes 5 minutes when you enter, and when you want to leave, forget about it. Like, you have to kiss every single person as you leave as well. In the US, you would hug people, but only if you knew them really well. But here, you give everybody a kiss. You know them well, you give them a kiss. You don't know them, you give them a kiss. So let's just say I struggle with this. And when I don't do it, it's sometimes I notice that it's being perceived as rude, and then I'll be like, what am I doing wrong? And then, aha, I think about the kiss. So number 3 is home deliveries. Now, let me just say that home deliveries in the US, I understand that it's convenient, but I also understand that it's not great for the people who work in these services. So yes, we can order things from Amazon using Amazon Prime that arrives in 2 days, but I don't want that for the people working in these warehouses. I don't. So I'm not complaining about how slowly things arrive, although they do arrive very slowly, quite often. And they arrive without warning. So you won't know when you're supposed to get your package. Sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. It's a surprise. Now, all of that is fine. All of that, you know what? I was really pleased with myself at how I was able to deal with it. You know, that's all good. Here are some things that I can't deal with. Or let me just say, having trouble dealing with. One is oftentimes these packages will be delivered during working hours. And guess what? During working hours, I'm at work. And I don't understand how that's supposed to work if they don't leave your packages at the door. Have I had packages stolen in the US? You bet I have. But these packages are always heavily insured. So if you send a message saying, excuse me, Mr. Amazon, my package was stolen, well, you will just get your stuff back. And I think many big companies do that because they have insurance for exactly that. We should tell you how often that happens. It happens a lot. Okay, so basically, things in the US, not perfect. However, I got really used to that. So again, it was not a perfect system, but I was used to it. But here, they won't leave your packages at the door, even if you have a house, and especially if you're in a building, they're not gonna just leave it. But that means that I can't get my package in time. It's gone to a neighbor, and then, you have to introduce yourself to your neighbors. What? I'm American. I'm not very friendly. Just kidding. I really like my neighbors. So either those packages are left with my neighbors, which is fine. They're really nice, and I will get my package from them. But sometimes, can you explain this to me? Like, when I first got a note saying that my package was at a shoe store here in the city, I was very confused because I didn't know what a shoe store was doing with my package. Turns out, on the side, these places, a lot of grocery stores, shoe stores, a lot of tiny stores that I don't know what they sell, don't know what they're doing, but they exist and they take my packages. And I have to go there with my ID in this really shady part of the store, or not, sometimes it's not shady, but just go into these stores and ask for my packages. And here's the kicker. Let's say my package was supposed to arrive on a Saturday, okay? It's fine. Maybe I'm at home. Oftentimes they don't tell me when the packages are arriving, so maybe I'm not home. And then my package gets dropped off to one of these convenience points where I'm supposed to go and pick it up. Okay, that's fine. But then why is it that now I have to wait until Monday to go do it? I feel like this was a little bit of a rant, but I just cannot get used to it. So this is not one of those cases where I'm doing something wrong, but I keep forgetting. It's like this tiny, tiny rude awakening each time when you see a little note left in your mailbox that says, hey, when are you going to go pick this up from the cigarette store? Are there even cigarette stores anymore? The equivalent of a cigarette store. So yeah, let's just say I'm not used to it. So anyway, those were 3 things that I can get used to. They're small things, but they happen quite often. So it's something that I still am working on, something that I still really need to adjust to. Now, if you guys think of any things that you've noticed from your expat friends or from foreigners that you've seen, why don't you let me know in the comments? I'm looking forward to seeing what I'm going to learn from you all next.